You can do thousands of crunches every single day. You can survive on celery sticks and water. You can run until your legs shake and your feet hurt. And still, when you look in the mirror, that stubborn belly is sitting right there like it never got your message, which makes you feel frustrated and confused because you are trying so hard. So let me tell you something that almost nobody talks about. You are not failing. You are just fighting the wrong enemy. And once you understand this, everything will finally make sense. Most people believe belly fat is just stored energy, something harmless that will go away if you exercise more or eat less. But this idea is completely wrong because the soft, jiggly fat you can pinch under your skin is not the real danger. That fat is called subcutaneous fat, and it mostly just sits there quietly like money in a savings box. But the real problem is hidden deep inside your body where you cannot touch it or see it. And that dangerous fat is called visceral fat, which wraps tightly around your organs, squeezing your liver, choking your pancreas, and silently damaging your heart every single day without you even noticing. Here is something shocking that most people never hear. You can look thin on the outside with slim arms, legs, and face, but still carry a dangerous amount of this hidden fat inside your belly. And doctors call this condition thin outside, fat inside, which is actually more dangerous than being overweight because people think they are healthy while their organs are under constant attack from the inside. Now here comes the hopeful part that I really want you to remember. Even though visceral fat is the most dangerous fat in your body, it is also the easiest fat to burn if you know the right biological code to unlock it. And today I am going to show you that code based on real Japanese research that uses a special vegetable pigment, a powerful compound in tea, and a simple 75% movement rule that has been shown to reduce visceral fat by almost 50% in just 2 months, which sounds unbelievable, but it is backed by science. Before we go further, let me help you understand what visceral fat really is so you see why these steps work so well. Because visceral fat is not like the fat on your arms or thighs. The outer fat is passive storage, but visceral fat behaves more like a harmful gland because it releases inflammatory chemicals that disturb your hormones, damage your blood vessels, and make your body resistant to insulin, which means your blood sugar stays high and your risk of diabetes increases. And this is why doctors worry so much about it. Think of visceral fat like a parasite that attaches itself to your vital organs and feeds on inflammation. And the more inflammation you have, the stronger that parasite becomes, which is why simply doing sit-ups or starving yourself does nothing to fix the real problem, because you are not targeting what truly feeds it. So how do you know if you have visceral fat? Here is a simple test you can do at home right now. Stand up and gently press your stomach. And if your belly feels soft and squishy, then most of that is surface fat, which is not very dangerous. But if your belly sticks out and feels hard, firm, and tight, then that is visceral fat pushing outward from inside your body. And that firmness is your liver and organs quietly asking you for help. Now let us talk about how to remove it properly using a 3-step attack plan, which includes cutting off its food supply, blocking its tools, and burning it out with the right movement. And do not worry, this will not require extreme dieting or painful workouts because we are going to work with your body, not against it. The first step is food, but I am not going to give you boring advice like eat more vegetables because that is too general and not helpful. Instead, we are going to target the root cause of visceral fat, which is oxidative stress. And let me explain that in a simple way. Your cells are like tiny engines, and when an engine runs too hot for too long, it starts to rust. And inside your body, that rust is called oxidative stress. And visceral fat absolutely loves this rust because it grows stronger in a damaged environment. So the more oxidative stress you have, the more visceral fat you collect. So what removes rust? The answer is antioxidants. And the most powerful antioxidants come from natural plant pigments called carotenoids, which are responsible for giving fruits and vegetables their bright colors, like orange in carrots, red in tomatoes, and dark green in spinach. And these colors are not just pretty, they are medicine for your cells. Japanese scientists did a fascinating study where people simply increased their intake of carotenoid-rich vegetables like carrots and cabbage for 8 weeks, and nothing else changed in their lifestyle. Yet the results were amazing because these antioxidants neutralized harmful molecules, switched on fat-burning genes, switched off fat-storing genes, and significantly reduced visceral fat, which means just adding color to your plate can change what your genes do. So here is your simple rule. If the food on your plate is beige like bread, pasta, or crackers, then it is likely feeding the parasite. But if your food is colorful like carrots, bell peppers, spinach, squash, and sweet potatoes, then it is actively killing visceral fat inside your body. And this does not mean you can never eat bread again, but it does mean you should make colorful vegetables the star of every meal, especially if you are over 50 and want to protect your organs. Now, let us move to the second weapon, which is what you drink, because there is a special drink that acts like a key to unlock your fat cells. And that drink is green tea, and many people think green tea burning fat is just a myth. But science shows it really works, but only if you use it correctly. Green tea contains a powerful compound called EGCG, and you can think of your fat cells like a locked door, where EGCG picks the lock and tells your body to start burning stored fat. But it also does something even better. It blocks an enzyme called lipase. And lipase is responsible for breaking down fat from your food so your body can absorb it, which means when you drink proper green tea, you are literally stopping some fat from even entering your body. Another Japanese study showed that people who drank EGCG-rich green tea for 12 weeks lost significant visceral fat. But here is the important warning. You must avoid sugary bottled green tea because that is just sugar water that damages your liver and increases belly fat. And you want real green tea like matcha or sencha because these use the whole leaf, which gives you a much higher dose of EGCG. There is also a powerful teamwork effect because the caffeine in tea increases energy use while EGCG unlocks fat burning, making it a perfect combination. And this is why matcha is especially powerful because you consume the whole leaf, so you get maximum benefit. Now we come to the most powerful part of the plan, which is movement. And this is where many people get confused because they think they need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. But that is not true at all. And in fact, doing extreme workouts can raise stress hormones and make belly fat worse. There was an incredible study where people exercised only twice a week for 45 minutes, but they did it at a specific intensity, which was 75% of their maximum effort. And after 2 months, their body weight barely changed, but their visceral fat dropped by 48%, and their insulin sensitivity improved by 41%. Which means their blood sugar control improved dramatically. And this is why you should never trust the scale alone. You might be losing dangerous fat inside while your weight stays the same. So focus on how your clothes fit and how your belly feels instead of numbers on a scale. So what does 75% intensity mean? You do not need a machine or doctor to test it. You just need the talk test, which works like this. If you can walk and sing easily, then you are going too slow. If you cannot speak at all, then you are going too hard. And the perfect zone is when you can talk in full sentences, but you sound slightly out of breath, like you just climbed a few stairs. And that is the magic zone, where visceral fat melts away. Now, I must warn you about a common mistake, which is starving yourself, because many people try extreme diets, 1 meal a day or very low calories, and this makes your body panic and slow your metabolism, which actually causes you to hold on to fat. And this is why many people lose weight at first, and then stop losing no matter how hard they try. Exercise works differently, and a large sports study showed that the more you move, the more visceral fat you lose with no upper limit, which means exercise keeps working, but dieting eventually stops working. So the best strategy is to eat nutrient-rich food and use movement to create the fat loss. Now, let me give you a simple plan. You can start tomorrow. And remember, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. First, every time you eat, add 1 colorful vegetable to your plate, especially orange, red, or dark green vegetables, because these act as your protective shield and help remove oxidative stress from your body. Second, swap one coffee or sugary drink with matcha or suncha green tea without sugar. And if you want flavor, you can add a little lemon because this will block fat absorption and increase burning. Third, do cardio 3 to 4 times a week for 45 minutes using the talk test to stay in the right zone. And this can be walking uphill, cycling, swimming, dancing, or even gardening as long as your heart rate goes up. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity, so choose an activity you enjoy and can continue for months, not something you hate, because the best exercise is the one you will actually do. If you have joint pain or health conditions, always move safely, start slow, and talk to your doctor if needed because your safety always comes first, and even small steps matter. Visceral fat is dangerous, but your body is strong and wants to heal. It just needs the right signals. So stop starving yourself. Start feeding your body colorful foods, drink smart tea, and move at the right pace, because every small healthy choice sends a healing message to your organs. You are not weak, you are capable, and every small step you take today is protecting your future health. So start today, stay consistent, trust the process, and remember that real change happens quietly inside before you see it outside. And if this helped you, please like and subscribe so more people can learn how to protect their health naturally.